At the age of 16 was probably the biggest event in terms of changing the direction of my life. I remember I went to two secondary schools actually. The first one I went to was one that was shut down just halfway through in my year 7 called Kingsland School, and then I went to another one called Hackney Free, a little further away from where I live, but Hackney Free was a whole lot better than Kingsland School, but in itself I didn't really take much care with my education, and I wasn't really serious. I didn't like studying, and I think throughout all of that I was just messing around with friends and not concentrating. And I remember when it came GCSE times, it was literally such a struggle, because then I realized I absolutely 100% failed all my GCSEs. And I remember I'd done 12 and I only passed 3 or so, and I didn't know how I even passed that because I didn't really revise. And I wasn't shocked, but at the same time I was like, oh man, I've really sunk down. Like, GCSEs was put and hyped up in a position where if you don't do well, then pretty much you're not gonna do much in life. And as difficult as it was being able to take that, I thought that I've just messed up. I have no more chances. Like, this is it. Any aspiration I had of doing something in life has just went down the drain. But that in itself brought like the biggest change, because then it felt like it was the worst thing that can happen. It was the biggest crisis in my life, and it was, because then I felt like I had nothing. The little confidence I had was just shattered. I felt like, oh man, I'm useless. Like, I can't do anything. Like, I've let myself down. I've let everybody down. But through that, I remember my brother, who's Stephen. I remember he dragged me to a bookshop just that summer, and he forced me to actually read a book, and I've never read a book before. And it's actually quite crazy because I've never picked up a book to read, but he forced me to read a couple books. I remember some of the books I read was Rich Dad Poor Dad, and since reading that book it was just so useful. But through reading it and learning and really having a greater desire to do so much more. So failing my GCSEs was a blessing, because it allowed me to have a greater hunger. I remember starting college and really just, even though it cost me an extra year in college, it gave me a hunger to succeed, because that's the two ways you can respond to a crisis. You either allow it to literally give up, or you use it as the fuel to do so much more. I remember someone once said that a setback is a setup for a comeback, and for me that was the comeback, because now I've graduated from university, from a top 20 university in Aston in business school, and through that I never thought I would do when I failed, but now I speak in front of hundreds of people and inspire them with my story and help them know that even with every setback that you go through in life, you can use it to set you up to come back even greater, because success is there for every single person. And no matter what you've been through, as long as you don't give up, you can actually succeed. Because I wholeheartedly believe that the key to success is to make a decision never to give up at the beginning, so that you can see the results throughout at the end, because success is there for you.